The sinful human nature will not allow definiteness in a relationship. It shifts and changes. It's like the tide. It never changes at exactly the same time on the same day. It's always developing and changing the ways in which it works and all the rest of it. And it can be high or low. And within those highs and lows, there's different levels of the way in which it fills and the way in which it empties. There's so many variations with the tide and the sea that it is very reflective of human nature, which is only predictable to a certain point. You combine weather conditions with the ocean and the way in which that works, and you have a very complex series of events that are predictable, but within the predictableness of them, there is good and what possibly can be harm. You get the wind on the ocean, rough seas, you get no wind, you get calm seas, but with the calm seas come things like sharks and stingrays, like calm seas at the beaches. They'll come in to the glassiness of that, and they'll work that for themselves, cruising through the calmer waters, looking for food and things. And again, the sinful nature works in different environments, differently in different environments. Hank? Here he is. And it's these challenges that we do know are predictable, like pride and jealousy and conceitedness and sarcasm, antagonism and unfaithfulness, and all these things that can bring about trouble. They are predictable, but we have the tools and knowledge and experience to know, Hank, come here, mate, don't do it. Don't do it, mate. Thank you. Good boy. We have all the things that are necessary, good boy, to be able to overcome these destructive parts of our sinful nature. And the sinful nature, as I said, by history and by experience and by the destruction of civilizations and communities and lives, is predictable. We know what it's capable of, we know what it wants to do and how it's going to go about it. It's very cunning and deceitful and divisive in its ways to kill, steal and destroy, like its father, the devil. And the place that it's going to aim for, if it can't get the individual directly, it'll get the individual through the relationship. Many times the course of my life has been changed by principalities and powers undermining the person that I'm in the relationship with. And this in turn has brought, to a certain extent, mental and physical consequences on my life that should not have been there and would not have been there otherwise. If the principalities and powers of darkness can't get you directly, they'll go back to their original plan, which is attacking the third person via the partner. If they can't get you direct, they'll go for the partner. And as they take out the partner, to a certain extent, or possibly to a more expected form of destruction, it'll take out you. And as your partner diminishes and you start to diminish, that's exactly what the powers of darkness want. Now, whether the person that you're with is aware of this happening or cares if this is happening or not, depending on their level of self-awareness and all the rest of it, and how they judge things and rate things and what your value is to them, a lot of people aren't going to do anything that's fair. No. Here, please. Now. Aren't going to do things as the relationship diminishes. The principalities and powers will embrace that and psychologically encourage the person to stay on the wrong path. This in turn will bring a greater gravity of negativity to you and on you. And as you start to diminish and things start to fail around you, here please. Come on, hop, hop. Let's go. This is exactly what they want. They want to put you off course, put you off path, affect you financially, mentally, physically. As I said, I've got terrible injuries from being married to a covert narcissist, and psychological and mental injuries from women that have disintegrated mid-relationship. And I've watched it, I've seen the powers and principalities working it. I'm not ignorant. And I've learned to detach as these people start to disintegrate, because they'll just go on with the wind, whatever spirit they're following and whatever's happening internally to them. They might even hang around while the building's collapsing. You see, the Bible says a wise person builds their house while a foolish person pulls it down. They're still living in it while they're pulling it down. And you have to be brutally aware of all of this. And you can't be selfish about it either. You have to examine and test where your mind's at to find out what your problems are, and to make sure you're being fair. And if you are, and this other person's starting to become a problem or a nuisance, you have to make some serious decisions. Very serious decisions. Decisions that are going to affect not just yourself, but the other people involved, people around you, who care about them and all the rest of it. Nobody's going to see the whole reality of the situation. Nobody is going to see that, and most people aren't going to be interested in that. A lot of these people will encourage their friends to leave, will encourage their friends to ruin, will encourage their friends to destroy. They'll even bring other people along for them to start relationships with. They'll introduce them to new people, and you'll realize that you're not as important as you thought. The resolve doesn't have the value of an escape or demolishing of the relationship. And you have to protect the momentum that you have in your life that has brought you to the prosperity and place of prosperity in your life. And if this person doesn't have a realization or a value for that, then you have to discern the situation very clearly and very distinctly. Have I had principalities and powers move in on my partner? What direct conflict are they causing with me? What indirect conflict are they causing to me through them? How much of the sinful nature is playing a part in this, like lying, deceiving, cheating, and all the horrible stuff that comes with that? And you have to make decisions. If they're not willing to resolve them, you need to start to detach. This person's probably going down the tubes, and they will take you with them. Detach, put in place disciplines that are going to protect you. Get things in order, get your life in order, and be prepared for a war or a separation of some kind that's going to bring back stability to your life.